Hello everybody, and with patch 2.0, a lot of things have been stirred up. A lot of different guns are being used, which is amazing, but also a lot of subclasses are now starting to become the dominant ones, where maybe they weren't so dominant before. Now, the Gunslinger is a good example of this. The Gunslinger has always been good with one of the best supers in the game, but with the changes to Bladendancer and the changes to Gunslinger, I think it's pretty safe to say that Gunslinger is the way to go if you're trying to play PvP, if you're trying to do super good. I think you're going to want to be using the Gunslinger over the Bladendancer. So first of all, let's start off with the changes that were made to the Gunslinger and the changes that were made to the Bladendancer, so we can kind of see why the Gunslinger has gotten so much better since patch 2.0. So starting out, let's take a look at the Bladendancer. Blink movement ability activation delay has been increased by 0.0 seconds, from 0.26 seconds to 0.33 seconds. Blink movement ability visuals now change to better telegraphing direction, clearer activation effects, and trail effects. So that means that Blink was nerfed, basically. It takes you longer to do it, it feels a little bit slower, it takes you longer to ready your weapon after you come out of Blink. Now, is this change significant? I personally think it's significant enough to make you want to use different movement. And from watching a lot of streams, which I've watched Gathalion and Triple Rack and KJ Ho, so many people since the 2.0 patch came out, all of them are saying that they don't really want to use Blink anymore. They just don't. So it's not a huge crazy change, but it's definitely enough for you to maybe reevaluate the movement mode that you are using. Next up, we have arc bolt grenades. Now this is also including firebolt grenades, not just arc bolt grenades, but the damage has been reduced by 25% to 75 damage. That is a significant nerf. That's a big deal. Since the 2.0 patch, I haven't really died to any arc bolt grenades. They just don't do enough damage to really kill you. Even if you're on fairly low health, you usually end up surviving an arc bolt grenade. Also, they've had their range reduced by 11% to 8 meters. So not only does it do less damage, but you're not able to just throw it out there and hit someone. That's how it was with arc bolt grenades before. You could usually just throw it and it would catch somebody out there and most likely kill them because they did a lot of damage and they had pretty high range. So those are the main nerfs that happened to the Bladendancer. Blink, which was the main reason why we used blade dancing, and quick draw, of course, and then also the arc bolt grenades. Two really big reasons why people used Bladendancer were hit extremely hard. Now let's take a look at the changes that were made to Gunslinger in the 2.0 patch. Golden gun damage was increased from 350 to 360 to ensure that it consistently killed opponents in the crucible. My guess is that this happened so you could kill Titans when they were Fist of Havocing, or Warlocks when they were Nova Bombing, stuff like that. Thermal Pulse, aka the Incendiary Grenade, base detonation and damage have been increased to unify stats with other pulse grenades. Basically what this means is that the Incendiary Grenade does more damage, and it's very noticeable. I've been using Incendiary Grenades for quite a long time because people were using the Ram. Warlocks were running full armor with the Ram and trip mines would not kill them. So I switched to Incendiary Grenades just because I would prefer to do a little bit of damage and have them burn than them take a lot of damage and they just completely run away. So I've noticed a huge change. Before, when you threw this grenade at people, the detonation and the burn wasn't actually enough to kill someone if it directly hit them. Like, it just wasn't. It would nearly kill them, but a direct impact wouldn't kill them. Now I've noticed that I'm getting so many grenade kills because I'm just throwing this at people and the blast does so much damage and then the burn does actually kill them. So incendiary grenades are buffed and they are super crazy good. So when we take a look at Bladedancers, and the main reason why competitive players picked Bladendancer was because of Blink, Quick Draw, and arc bolt grenades. Those were the three main reasons. Their kit was just really good, and their super wasn't the best. Like, Gunslinger has always had the better super out of these two hunter classes, but because you had quick draw, you had blink, and you also had arc bolt grenades, people used Bladendancer a lot more. Now, what was nerfed? Blink and arc bolt grenades. So now the hunter has quick draw. Basically, the Hunter bladedancer has quick draw, and that's kind of the only thing that people really want to use anymore. Whereas now things have changed, and I think just the meta in general has changed to where Gunslinger is just super crazy good. With the Boots of Meow, aka the Boots of Ao, in case you guys don't know what the Boots of Meow are. I'm sorry, Bones of Ao. See, I can just never say it right, so I say Boots of Meow. With those and using Control Jump, you have better movement, you have better ability to juke people out than Blink currently does. So if you want to have that movement, and that's why you really enjoy Bladedancer, you might as well just use those pants and just equip better control, and you will be juking people out a lot better than you can right now with Blink, and you have crazy fast movement around the map as well. Now, what I said about the meta, so shotguns were changed, and I know they were not nerfed into the ground, which we don't want. We don't want things to be nerfed into the ground, but their range has definitely been pulled back a little bit. No matter how small it is, I know it feels like the tiniest change ever. It definitely has been pulled back a little bit. I'm not getting killed from as far away. And people are still playing with just running around with their shotguns. I see warlocks, like the slowest warlock in the world, slowly floating towards me with a shotgun. I don't know why they don't use their primary, but they just don't. And the hunter, the gunslinger hunter, has a throwing knife, which is the perfect anti-shotgun tool. Someone's coming at you, you just throw a throwing knife at them and just shoot them once and they're dead. Like, the kit that the gunslinger has now, I just feel is superior to the bladedancer, and a lot of people are kind of feeling the same way. Of course, the bladedancer is not useless. Of course. I've used bladedancer and I think it's good. I think it's fine, but it's just not what it was before, and I'm glad about that. I'm really happy because I feel like it was not in a balanced place before. Blink was just a little bit too much, and arc bolt grenades were way too much. So I'm happy with what has happened to the bladedancer, but just the way that things are right now, the changes that have happened to both the subclasses and also the way that the meta is, I just think that the gunslinger is better. I can juke people out with my boots. I don't need Blink. I think that the Bones of Meow and Better Control actually does have better movement than using Blink. So let me know what you think in the comments section, guys. How are you finding your Bladedancer or your Voidwalker? How are you finding the changes to Blink in general? Let me know in the comment section. I love you all. Remember to stay positive, and I'll speak to you awesome people later. Bye.